Example 5 says solve the systems of equations by elimination if the solution exists. Here's a perfect example of them telling me to use elimination, but I'm not going to use elimination here because my things aren't stacked. I have an x over a y over a constant, and a constant over an x. Not happening. What I can do, though, is easily solve for this x in this bottom equation. To get x by itself, I need to divide by -2, and 2 is going to be divisible into 4 and 8. So I can easily solve for a variable. So if I divide everything by -2, this equation here becomes x equals 4 divided by -2 gives me a -2y, and -8 divided by a -2 is a +4. Okay, because I have solved this bottom equation for x, I now need to plug it into the top equation. So I will substitute that in to this x right here. So now this equation is 3 times x, which is right here, -2y plus 4. Bring down the rest, so plus 6y equals 12. I now have an equation with only one variable. We can solve that way. So first, let's distribute this 3. So we get -6y plus 12. Write the rest of this, plus 6y equals 12. When I combine like terms, -6 plus 6 is 0. So I now cancel those out. I don't have any y's left. So what am I left with? On this side here, I'm just left with this 12. And then I have 12 over here. Because this is a true statement, yes, 12 does equal 12. This means my answer here is infinitely many solutions. So when my variable cancels and what I am left with makes sense, yes, 12 does equal 12, then it is infinitely many. Okay, let's see what happens on B. On B, tells me to use elimination, and I actually want to use elimination here because my x's are stacked, my y's are stacked, my constants are stacked. So to be able to, let's say, eliminate my x, what would I have to multiply one of my equations by? Well, I can easily turn this 3 into something that's going to cancel with this 6 by multiplying this bottom equation by what? By -2. So I'm going to just, let me get a little bit of a break here. This top equation, I'm just going to rewrite. And then this bottom equation will become now -6x. Negative times negative is positive. 2 times 4.5 is a +9y. And -2 times -6 is a +12. Elimination is also called addition, so let's add what's left. So I did cancel out my x's. 6 and -6 cancels out. But what also happens, we have a negative and a +9y. So those also cancel. So if everything cancels on the left side, I'm left with 0. And then adding over here, 12 plus 12 gives me 24. Now, this is not true. That is a false statement. 0 does not equal 24. If my true statement is infinitely many, what do you think my false statement is? This is my no solution. Okay, so these are my two special cases. When the variables cancel and what I'm left with is a true statement, it's infinitely many. When my variables cancel and I'm left with a false statement, it's no solution.